Solutions. My name is Anjali. Today we will going to discuss about some more business rules like profit after tax and discount. Then we will discuss about some more functions like in the previous session we have discussed about is member, right? Then we have already discussed about attributes and block calculation, how the blocks calculated, we have seen that. So we will be discussing some more of that. Then let's start. So in the previous session I have taught you about the profit after tax calculation. We have seen the whole gist, whole meaning, basically the difference between the profit and profit after tax. So today again we'll cover this with the business rule which we need to incorporate in the application. So this is the business rule. Today we will create one rule and then we'll see the result in the smart view. Okay, so without wasting time I am going to share my screen for the application. Alright, so this is the vision application on which I am performing the business rules, and let me see if I have basically created some business rules separately in the notepads. Yes. So in the two ways we can calculate. Either we can use this business rules. Here you can see only I have fixed base data. Then in the second fix I have defined the working version plan scenario, then @ relative Q1, 0. That means all the 0 level members of Q1, that is, this is for the period dimension, and then this is for the product dimension. I want all the descendants of product TP1. Okay, so that means I have fixed base data, working version, scenario, plan scenario, then period, and then the product. Okay, then this is my formula business rule, that is 7940 is equal to 4110 multiplied by 0.15%. Basically the 4110 is the revenue on which I am going to calculate this expense. Once I'll get the operating expense, so operating expense will be deducting from the gross profit. Okay, so in the previous session I have taught you how the calculation going to begin. Gross margin is equals to sales minus cost of goods sold. So whatever gross profit or gross margin I'm having, sales should be deducted from the cost of goods sold. Then the profit which comes from that, I'll deduct all the expenses, available expenses, that is the operating expenses. Then what happens after that, I need to deduct some taxes from that, that is sales tax or any other kind of taxes like income tax, federal tax, so many taxes we have. So we will deduct those taxes from the gross profit, so that we will reach out to the PAT, that is profit after tax. So the profit will be deducting from all the taxes, then we'll reach out to the profit after tax. Okay, so we can use either, we can go with this formula, or separately I have created one more formula. So let me show you that also. The other way, you can define each and everything like gross margin, then sales tax, then other taxes. So separately I have created this business rule like this. In the previous session I have defined each and every member. Today I'll again going to discuss this business rule, and we'll incorporate the same in the application. Okay, so without wasting time, let's get started. So what I'll be doing, going to the system view and reach out to the plan 1. Under the plan 1 we have so many rules. I'll create a new rule for the PAT rule. This is a profit after tax. Okay, let me check if I already have the notepad. Okay, so let me first incorporate this rule, then we'll go with the second rule. We'll just apply both of the methods which I have followed previously, then we'll see the result and the difference. Okay, so this rule I'm going to take today, but before that I need to check that I already have these members in the application or not. So go to the dimension first. Under the plan 1, 7940, this is the sales checks, I guess. Okay, let me check for both as well as alias. Alright, so let me check for 7930. See, we have so many taxes here. Just give me a second. Alright, these are the areas. Okay, so provision for income tax, federal income tax, state income tax we have. Okay, now I'm going to add one more tax as a sibling of the state income tax. So it will be 7940 sales tax, and I'll give this data storage property as a store. Why? Because if I take dynamic calc will be used for a parent level member, and this is not a parent level member. I need to apply business rule over this. If I'll take the data storage property as a dynamic calc, so definitely it will throw an error that is related to the virtual member calculation is not allowed, right? So I cannot take that. I need to take store property only. Now the second member I need to check here, that is 4110. This is a kind of revenue we have, like hardware. Okay, let me make this property from never share to store first. This is a hardware kind of revenue. So now you can understand what actually happening here. 15% of revenue means this is the sales tax percentage. So first I'm calculate here the tax percentage, and then whatever the profit, I just deduct this particular tax from the revenue, so I get the profit after tax calculation, right? So let me again check this 001 member, sorry, 0001. Okay, so we have the total pre-tax income. Let me simultaneously write over here 7940 is the sales tax, then the 1110 is my pre-tax income. This is a short formula because I have used both of the formula business rules, but we will do it one by one. Pre-tax income will be calculated. We'll see the formula for that also. After we get the pre-tax income, we'll just deduct sales tax from that. So we will reach out to the PAT, that is profit after tax. This is the basic formula basically, and the next formula we will going to discuss after this, that is a quite complicated one, you can say, because we need to take each and every member over there. So let me move towards the edit script mode, and here I'll just copy this whole formula, because we have seen how to write the business rules in the previous sessions. So you can look out for the previous sessions for the same business rules, for just learn about writing the business rules. So here the relative function will be used for taking all the level 0 members of quarter 1. This is for the period dimension, and the I descendants for the product PTP1. I need only PTP1 part, so that is why I just take that only. If I want to take whole of the products, so I can take our descendants of whole products, okay, the parent product. Then now let's try to validate this formula. Okay, one more thing. Previously I have taken here the wait for a second, the constant one, but we can take here the variable as well. Okay, I need to take it under the inverted commas. Okay, one more issue is this: we need to take pad also in the application. Right now we don't have pad, I guess. Okay, so I'll just create one member as a sibling of this gross profit, or I can take separately this under the miscellaneous income if I don't want to change the hierarchy of this. So what I can do here, I can take this under the miscellaneous separately. And I'll give store property to it. Then again I'll refresh the database. So it is important every time we create the business rule, we must check the members we have exist in the application or not. Sometimes we take the additional members which are which we take in the business rule, but that are not actually present in the application. So first need to check that always. Okay, so it is validated. Then deploy this. Successful. Now I'll launch it. Alright, so it is successfully launched. Now we'll test it. Let me take the sheet. Just give me a second, guys. Alright, so I need to connect this first with this smart view to test this business rule 302147. We need to take the same level of intersection which we have taken there in the business rule so that we can get the exact calculation over there. Base data, then we have the plan scenario, working version, and then product I have taken here Okay, I need I can take any one of them. PTP1. Okay, so I can take any of the children of this. So let's take P100. Financial year 24. Okay, I have not fixed the financial year, so it will calculate for this particular business rule can be operate for any of the year, because I have not fixed that. But in case you want to fix, you need to take here separately for just creating the less number of blocks. Then I need to take the entity. Again, I have not fixed the entity here, so again we can take any kind of entity. Then 7940 is the pre-tax income, sorry, is the sales checks. First we need to take pre-tax income because that will be the correct format. So 001, then 7940, then PAT. Now refresh the database. Okay, so we'll enter some values over here, and we need to elaborate this for getting the pre-tax income. Okay, how we can get the pre-tax income? Give me a second. So we need to enter some revenues, sort of revenues. So I'll just remove the extra revenues. Let's take only two of them. This is the proper hierarchy. So you can see, let me change the alias so that you can see what we are doing here. Right, so first I'll add some figures over the revenue, like 20,000, 50,000. Then I'll take some figures here as in the cost of sale, that is cost of goods sold. Then I need to take some kind of operating expenses as well to reach out to the exact pre-tax income. So I'll just take few of the employee expenses. Let's remove the unnecessary because right now we need to test only. So okay, let's write it again. Let's make it 2 lakh or 5 lakh, 5,000 or 1,000, 5,000, 50,000 for salaries, 1,000 as expenses, and 1,200 for miscellaneous payroll taxes. Okay, then I'm not taking here the depreciation, we can take as well, and the allocations. Other income and expenses, let's submit this data first so you can get the pre-tax income. Then I need to write here the sales checks. Let's take 12,000 here, submit data. Right, so as soon as you submit the data, you will find that we get the total pre-tax income. Now what happened, according to the business rule, we need to deduct the 7940, that is the sales checks, from the total pre-tax income. One more thing, as we previously we have created a business rule by taking the member name as well as alias, so it will be better to take both of them so that the confusion will not be there. This 4110 is the hardware. The rule has already been validated, deployed, and launched. We just changed few alias, member name from the alias. just for the sake of representation purpose. Okay, now refresh this. Okay, so how I can get the profit after tax? I need to run the business rule from here. In the previous session we have understood the hierarchy, like how we can get the pre-tax income and all. Let's run this PAT rule. Okay, so yeah, here you can see we get the profit after tax. Okay, so this is a planning sheet. Separately I'll create the another sheets. Let's rename this first, planning output. Okay, and here I am going to create one more sheet for the validation purpose. Let's create a copy of that. Let's rename this with the desired output. Here I'll take the Excel calculations so that we can get the variance sheet. So again I'll copy one of this, and this will be my variance sheet, so that we can see the difference between the desired output as well as the planning output. Alright. Okay, so this sheet is connected to this smart view. Now I am going to check it out with the Excel. So how we can reach here? So basically my revenue will be the sum of all the revenues I'm having, like hardware support and multiple revenues. So it is 6 lakh, and then my total cost of sales will be the sum of all the cost of sales we are having, like the cost of sales and other cost of sales. So it is this, incorporated the formula. So my gross profit will be total revenue minus total sales. 6 lakh will be deducted from the 6,000. Okay, now how I can get my pre-tax income from operations? So it will be deducted from the operating expenses. How I can get the operating expenses? All the total employee expenses. This is 7,200. So you can see operating expenses is the sum of all the expenses we have. Alright, it is 7,200. So I need to deduct the operating expenses from the gross profit. Okay, so it will be my pre-tax income. Alright, now how I can get this? The sales tax we have applied over the hardware revenue. Okay, so this I'm getting from, this is the revenue multiplied by 0.15. Alright, so it is correct, 75,000. Now I'm getting the profit after tax from total pre-tax income minus the sales tax. So I'll reach out to the desired output. Okay, now this is the manual calculation I have planned here, right? You can see over here, and these are the planning output which we get from the after running the business rule. So I need to take the variance of the planning output as well as the desired output. First I will take the figure of this, then I'll deduct it from the planning output. So it should be 0. If it is not 0, so that means we have made some kind of mistakes, right? So you can see all of the figures are 0. This is a hash value, that means there are hash missing only, so that's why it is there are not any kind of numbers. So so it is giving the hash missing. If we want, we can change it from the 0, replace it from 0, but right now we just need to check that are we getting the sales tax or profit after tax correctly or not. So this is correct calculation for profit after tax. Separately, I'll just write here the business rule, copy this, and here also in the Excel sheet I want to incorporate. Okay, so now you can understand if I take any other kind of product, because we have fixed only I descendants of the product PTP1. Okay, now let's change this from this product text to any other kind of product, and let's see if this particular business rule works or not, because we need to check that if we not fix anything, so it will work or not, because we have fixed, so it won't work on any other kind of product. Okay, let's take no product at a time for the sake of testing only. Refresh, and manually I'll write some data over here: 1000, 5000, 50,000, 5000, 2000. You will see we won't get any kind of calculation over here, because we are not fixing this particular product. Okay, we need to see the figure over here in the sales tax. Okay, so I'll just submit the data here, refresh it, and now I'll run the business rule separately from here. So where is my part rule? Launch this. Okay, refresh. So you can see we don't get any kind of sales tax result. Why? Because we have fixed the product PTP1 only, and right now we have taken any other kind of product. So this is the reason why we fix things. Just we need to create the less number of blocks. Only those blocks will be created which we have fixed, which we want to focus the business rule. That's why we fix those members. Otherwise we cannot fix. It's not always recommended that you need to fix it. You can, if you want to see the whole calculation, whole product calculation, the profit after tax for whole of the product, so you can ignore this fix. Okay, now I'll just take back my product, the PTP1, that is product X, and just remove the another product from here. Refresh this. Okay, so our result is correct. Let's save this and move towards the next rule. One more thing, I have created separately another business rule also. Let me show you. We can take this kind of rule also. Like here I have fixed the dimension market relative taken for the east entity, the 0 level members, and then I run the business rule for the first. I will calculate the margin, that is sales minus cost of goods sold. Then what? How I can get the profit margin minus the total expenses. The logic is similar, almost same. We have just changed the writing format of the business rule. Initially I have just make it a short rule, and here I have taken all of the things separately which we have already seen here. The pre-tax income, how we can get the pre-tax income by deducting the gross all the operating expenses from the gross profit. So this is that only, just the writing way is different. Okay, so we can run this rule as well. Separately I have calculated the sales tax, so sales multiply by whatever the sales tax percentage, then I reach out to the total taxes, so sales minus the my sales plus federal tax, which currently available tax. So then total taxes will be deducted from the profit, so that I can reach out to the profit after taxes. That profit after tax will decide the final profit, basically for the division purpose, for the distribution of dividend to the shareholders. Otherwise we cannot divide before deducting from taxes. That is why this is the common difference between the profit and the profit after tax that we have already seen in the previous session, and we have seen the example also. So now I think it is very clear to you guys, like how we get the profit after tax calculation here. So let me move towards the next rule, that is the discount rule. Okay, so first let's discuss any kind of discount we can calculate here with the help of business rule. Maybe it is a kind of payment discount, payment term discount also. So I have here also I have created two business rules for the sake of understanding for the discount. Like in this business rule, what I have done, let me tell you first. I have fixed base data, then I have fixed the year, few more dimension like year, scenario, version. Then I have taken here the relative of quarter 1 level 0 members. Then I have descendants of again product BTP1. So product, period, working version, scenario, year, and base data. I have fixed that, and the account will be used for the calculation purpose. So here what I have how I made this rule: 4170 payment discount. Okay, I have created one separate member for the sake of calculation of discount. So payment discount I need to calculate over here. On which revenue I have taken here the consulting. Okay, so whatever revenue I'm getting, the payment discount will be deducting from that. The revenue discount, you can give it the name as a revenue discount only. So 4170 is the discount and 4130 is the consulting revenue. Okay, I'll show you the revenue under the revenue heading. Then I have used a variable for the maximum limit, like my condition. I have applied one condition, that's why I use here the if or else. We have discussed the definition of if and else, why we using this in the business rule. So if will be used if in case I need to put some kind of condition over here, like here 4130 is a consulting. If my consulting revenue is maximum limit, like if my consulting revenue is more than 1 lakh, so at that time my payment discount will be this maximum discount. Maybe it is a 10%, 12% or anything, right? So if my consulting revenue is greater than 1 lakh, so my payment discount will be calculated from this formula. Else my payment discount will be calculated with the help of limited discount, because if it is less than 1 lakh, so I can give 5 lakh, 8 lakh, 5%, 8%, 2%, 1%, anything, but not 10%. I'll only give 10% if my revenue will be greater than 1 lakh. Okay, this is my rule. Let me show you this in the Excel sheet for better understanding. So here I have created three sheets: the desired output, the planning output, as well as the variance sheet. So this sheet, this is the desired output which I want to calculate. Here I have applied the Excel formulas just to reach out the correct result which I want, and here I am getting the result by running the business rule. And in the third sheet I have taken the difference between the desired output as well as the planning output. Okay, so let me show you. So guys, suppose these are my revenues and these are the discount percentage. Okay, so wherever the revenue is less than or equal to 1000, it is 5%. Okay, then if it is more than 1 lakh, maybe 2 lakh, 5 lakh, 1 lakh 10,000, 1 lakh 1 also, so it will be automatically taking the 10%. This is my rule only. Okay, now let's run this rule. This is the same business rule I have mentioned here. Okay, so here I have just write here few revenues like this. Okay, and then I have applied the business rule, so I'm getting the payment discount, and that is too very correct, because wherever I want 5%, I get the 5%. Here you can see this is 2 lakh, so it is more than 1 lakh, so my discount will automatically increase from 5% to 10%. Okay, so 2 lakh, 10% of 2 lakh will be 20,000, and here my revenue is less than 1 lakh, that is only 20,000, so automatically my discount will be 5%. Okay, and when I check it with the sheet after running the business rule, so it is correct. I'm getting the exact results. So now let's run this business rule in front of you guys. I'll just prepare a separately test sheet. Let's save this once and let's try this on the another sheet for better understanding. Let me first open the business rule. Okay, so this is the business rule. For clear understanding, I have taken here member as well as alias both, and this maximum limit and limited discount, maximum discount, this is a variable I have used just for the sake if any other time I need to change the limit of discount percentage, so I can just change the variable, or I can use the runtime prompt as well. Okay, so let's copy this and let's try to run this business rule separately. Here I'll create the separate rule for discount. So as I have already write the business rule separately over the notepad, so I'm not writing it again. I'll just check it out if the members are available or not, because it is so much time consuming if I write one by one each and everything. I'll just make sure that you guys are able to understand what we are doing here. So 4170 and 4130 are the main members which we need to test it now. Let me move towards the application and check it. 4170. Alright, so you can see we have 4170 as a payment discount. Okay, and let me show you the consolidation operator of this. Right now it is addition because we want to see each and everything added towards the total revenue, but we can change it. We can make it subtraction if we want to take this kind of like revenue minus discount. Okay, so plan when it is subtract, and save this. Second, which we want to check, 4130. Alright, so it is here. 4130 is a consulting under the total revenue. Let's see the properties for first. Store addition. Okay, save this. Now refresh the database. Here I'm going to show you the how you can create the variable. So let's remove it first, and I'll recreate this. Okay, so from here you can insert a variable. Earlier I give the name maximum limit, so let's copy this again. Here I want to define the maximum limit. If the consulting revenue is this, so maximum I can give this much discount. Okay, maximum limit will be numeric, and only 1 lakh, because I need to write here. We can even define equal to or greater than also, but if my revenue maximum is this, right, so in this way you can apply this, and this again I will recreate. This is the maximum discount, 10% I want to apply here. Max discount, the type is percent, and it is 10%. I'm not using any RTPs over here. Previously I have taken the RTPs, but right now, okay, this is not a max limit. This is the max discount. Okay, and the limited discount, I'll replace this with the 5%. Limited discount percentage 5. In the previous session I have shown you how you can use the runtime prompts and why we are using that. Alright, now we will just validate this. So rule validated with no errors. Now we launch this, deploy this, and then launch. So it has launched successfully. Now we'll just connect it. 302147. Quickly I will take all the things, required things: plan, working, PTP once. We can take product 100 or product 110, any of the descendants. Financial 24 January period, because we have defined the Q1 0 level members. January is one of them, and we have not fixed the entity, so again we can take any entity. And here I need to take 4130 and 4170. Okay, and here we can take the total revenue as well first. Now we will refresh this. Okay, so we'll enter some figure over here, and we want to see that are we getting the correct result or not. So let's write here 1 lakh and few more. Sorry, let's take January, February and March. So let me change the alias. Okay, so if my consulting revenue is 1,50,000 or 3 lakh, submit data. So my total revenue is this. But if I want to see the payment discount, so I need to run the business rule. Okay, discount new rule is the name. Say this, we are getting 5,000 because 1 lakh, we if the value is more than 1 lakh, that is 3 lakh, so 10% of 3 lakh would be 30,000, and if the figure is less than 1 lakh or equal to 1 lakh, so it is only take 5%. So let me check you here. 1 lakh multiplied by 0.05, that is 5%, correct, 5,000, and 50,000 multiplied by 0.05, that is 2,500, and because it is a 3 lakh, so it should be 3 lakh multiplied by 10%, 0.10, it is 30,000, right? So this is the way how you can run this business rule for the sake of discount every time you want to see the discount. Now one more thing, this is the one discount, and you have seen the condition also. Now suppose the second example which I am using over here. Suppose you have some smart list, some sort of smart list, and on the basis of smart list you want to allow the discount. Okay, so at that time, again I am going to show you directly the sheet and the business rule. So here what happening actually, if my payment mode, here I am defined the mode in the smart list in this way. If my smart list mode 1, smart list 1 for cash on delivery, so if my payment mode is first mode from the smart list, then my discount percentage would be 15%. And if I change this cash on delivery, so automatically when I run the rule, my payment term discount will be changed. Okay, so this is my sheet which I have used just for the sake of understanding. 5% discount will be allowed for the cash on delivery, 15% discount allowed for the Paytm, 20% discount allowed for the GPay, that is Google Pay or any other kind of pay. So whatever the revenue, the discount will be allowed accordingly. So I have checked this, the rule will be very correct. First I make this smart list, all the sort of payment modes I have described separately in this smart list. Then I have attached that smart list with the business rule. Let me show you this business rule. Yes, so this is the business rule. Discount rate COD is the variable I have attached over here. So if my payment term discount is this %, then the discount rate is this, and the mode is this. If the mode is different, then the payment term discount will be this, and if the payment mode is this, then the payment term discount will be this. So each and everything very in a very arranged way I have written over here. And the smart list I have created carefully. Then I have attached that smart list in the payment mode, payment term discount, and then I run the business rule. So this is a kind of complicated rule, that's why I have not shown you over here, but this is the way you can prepare it for the difficult business rule as well. Whatever we have done over here in the previous business rule, this is also not a simple business rule. I have shown you how you can figure out the payment discount according to the revenue, according to the maximum or minimum limit. So you can create like this. Okay, so today we have discussed two business rules, one for the profit after tax and the next one for the discount percentage. Okay, now in the next session we have seen some other business rules. Till then, if you have any doubts or queries, you can feel free to ask over the www.bispsolutions.com. Okay, so here I am ending the sessions. You can write in the below the comments, and we'll reach out to you with the correct or exact solution. So thank you so much, guys, and I am ending the session over here.